Today we're going to talk about how to research your competitors. And I feel like this is the real fundamental base that you're going to need to have to be able to create an excellent social media plan. So step number one, how to research your competitors. Here we go. What you're going to get from today's show is the why, the what, and the how of competitor research. We're going to talk about 4 tools to research your competition and a worksheet to guide you through your social media planning process. Is that okay? Is that good? I hope you're excited. If you haven't yet downloaded this worksheet, which probably if you're getting this video you have, but if you haven't yet, I would encourage you to go to netmark.com/step1. You can get the social media plan there, and we'll take you all the way through this social media plan through these courses of videos. So if you haven't done that yet, pause me and then go grab that. So in Alice in Wonderland, it says when Alice is talking to the Cheshire Cat, she says, "Would you tell me, please, which way I ought to go from here?" And the cat says to her, "That depends a good deal on where you want to get to." And Alice said, "I don't care much where." And then the cat says, "Then it doesn't matter which way you go." And so if you don't really care where you're going with your social media, like if you're just doing it for yourself, for example, like it doesn't really matter where you go. But if you do care about your social media and you do care about making it the best that it can be, then it matters a lot where you're planning to go. And so what we're doing today on this video is we're really going to show you why to have a social media plan, and then how to go out and to get started with that plan. So let's talk about this reason why you'd want to have a social media plan, and then we'll get into competitor research, because I feel like this flow will work really well with helping you understand and be motivated to accomplish your social media plan. So 2 reasons why. Number 1 is clarity. So by the end of this 10 video course, you're going to be able to know where you're going and how to get there. So clarity, it's like this perfect understanding of, okay, this is where I want to go and this is how I'm going to get there. And then traction. So social media plans, despite what some people say, they really do help you get traction. Like you're able to build on your progress day by day, build a following, monetize it, be smart about it, and move all the way down the line. So clarity and traction is what you're going to get from doing this. And then also, eventually, money and everything else that comes along with that. But let's now move into this first step. Why should you do competitor research? Why do this of all things, for finding your plan? Number 1 is you'll gain from your competitors' blood, sweat, and tears and money that they put into different things. So your competitors have probably been doing this. If you're developing this plan for the first time, or you're trying to refine it, they'll probably have done it for a lot longer than you have. So understanding what they've done in their social media work, what platforms they're looking at, and different things like that, all of that is important to understand, so you don't have to put your own sweat and blood and tears and money in it. And then number 2 is by knowing what others are offering, you can offer something different. You can be distinct, and which is such an important part. And we'll talk later in this course about owning a word and knowing your brand's voice. But that's the first part, is understanding is understanding the field, so you can understand your distinct value proposition. So here's 4 steps of competitor research, and the first one is to brainstorm. So if you're gonna do this today, which I hope you are, I hope you downloaded that little worksheet and you got your pen in hand and you're ready to go with this. So the first one is to brainstorm. Well, who are your competitors? What social media platforms could you potentially be most useful in your industry? So you're thinking about, okay, who are your competitors, and what type of platforms are they on? And then thinking about, too, just from the beginning, okay, well, maybe what type of time commitment could I have to this project? So looking at who your competitors are, what social media platforms they could potentially be on, and then what type of time commitment could I really compete with these people with. and that will influence your later decisions, because some platforms are more intense than others, and but yeah, just kind of like throwing out your ideas and seeing what happens with there. So step number 2, so first you brainstorm and try to see what's all out there, and then step number 2 is to explore. So what's really interesting, what's really good, or what's really bad about each competitor as you're exploring. What types of content are they producing? And so exploring like who they are, like what they've done well, and just kind of collecting, just as much information as you can. Just explore things, because you're not tied to any certain platform, and trying to withhold bias so you can be able to explore the whole field is important. It allows for you to eventually create better social media. So number 3 here is to analyze. So you've collected all this information, and now and you've withheld judgment. You just said, okay, this could be good, this could be bad. Let's find all this content. And now you're going to take and you're going to analyze it. You're going to take a closer look at the information and the patterns. Like, what are the patterns? What are the trends? Like, what are the things that make all these things connect? And why is it working and why is it not working? All these things are really important to look at. And so analyzing it, seeing like how it could be useful to you, what's useful to you, what are you learning about how they perform. All of that kind of stuff is in this analyze stage, and then finally that leads up to the final decision, which is to select. You decide on which elements you'd like to use in your own. So set up some criteria. Just think about what you think is most important to you, and then just select like what you can do best on. What do you think you can kill in a positive term too? Like, what do you think you could do the best in the world at? And that's what you should select. Okay, so now let's talk about some tools for competitor research. And the first one here is BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo is awesome. It tells you about all the different, like you just type in, so like this little bar right here, you just type in, okay, digital marketing or something, and then it'll populate it with all the different like content pieces that have done really well in digital marketing. So you can see like who's really crushing it and who's doing great with it. And this is it's awesome to get a good perspective of the whole field. So great tool, definitely recommended. Clout.com. So Clout takes, and this is a tool that will help you to find the influencers in the industry. So it takes like all that they've posted, all the engagement that an individual has gotten, and it'll give them a score, which reflects what their influence is, what their clout is, and this will help you to find those people that you can kind of learn from, that are doing the best at any industry that you're in. The next one is Quora.com. Quora, you'll find like a whole bunch of different questions and answers on a ton of topics. So if you want to find out about your competition, then Quora can be a great place to find like who's talking, like who's doing well on that. And then finally, probably the best one is just to go on, find your competition and look at their social media. Look at what they're doing well, what they're not doing well, what kind of posts are getting a ton of engagement, and what kind of posts are getting no engagement at all. And so that would be the number one then. So tomorrow, the next step in this process is we're going to talk about how to learn or learn how to research your customers. So we've talked about your competition. Tomorrow we're going to talk more in depth about how to research your customers and get to know them really well. Again, if you haven't downloaded the worksheet, please do. Yeah, I'm Bruce Peck, and I'm super excited for what you're doing on your plan. Go get it. Go get on this today. Go get out there and start researching your competition. Figure out what they're doing. And tomorrow we'll talk about step 2. So have a great one. I'll see you in the next video.